Yo, what up everybody? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 603. And looking at Roger's design when he was really young, when he first met Rayleigh, has me wondering something. He looks a lot like Luffy. And I'm going to go two places with this, okay? Because I've said before I thought maybe they're related. So, not only does he look a lot like Luffy, but if you'll remember when he told when he told Garp, like, hey Garp, you're a pretty good guy, protect my unborn son. He's innocent in all this. That's what shit Luffy would say. Now, the other thing is Roger has a big burly build, just like how Garp has a big burly build. And Luffy's pretty young. And when you look at Dragon, Dragon's a little thick too. You know, Dragon is a grown-ass man. So maybe you could say he's finished growing into his body, but Garp is about the same size that Roger was. And Luffy looks a lot like Roger. And somehow, I don't know, I'm kind of debunking it. What I was going to say was that if Luffy grows into his build, I could see him maybe getting burly like Garp was. And maybe Garp was keeping that shit a secret, which is why Garp could do little small things on the side. I don't really think so. So just ignore that I even said that shit, because I was going to try to make a connection that Luffy was actually related to King of the Pirates. So One Piece chapter 603. Total cliffhanger to end this volume on. To have one of the guys that is one of the new supernovas, one of the new rookies, if you will. You know, he's like, oh, the Straw Hats are right ahead. I can't wait to see what they're capable of. And this comes in the same chapter where Nami explains that 70% of the ships that sailed to Fishman Island end up sinking. And the reason why they end up sinking is because, you know, you can have Neptunians pierce the ship at multiple points. You know, the bubbles are really good. You know, they're very useful. They can take a lot of damage. But if they get multiple holes at once, the ship sinks. And right after she says that, Luffy's just like, oh, there's a bunch of fish out there. I bet with my Gum Gum Gatling, I can knock all their asses out. And Usopp and Chopper have to knock knock Zoro and Luffy out because they tried multiple times to pierce the bubble. So I like that. And again, it's the humor aspect. This was a fun chapter. I was smiling half the time when I was reading it. And I like Sanji's nosebleed. It's just like, again, this dude was on an island with drag queens for 2 years. Sanji, he's like, Luffy, were you really training for 2 years? You're on an island where you're the only man on the island for 2 years surrounded by all these beautiful women. Are you serious right now? You know, Sanji's thinking some perverted stuff. Luffy's pretty pure heart. I mean, he's not as stupid as I thought he was. He knows what marriage is. So he ain't on that Goku shit where Goku's like, marriage? What the fuck is marriage? I thought that was something you eat. So Luffy's obviously smarter than Son Goku. So congratulations. But this is what's pretty cool about this though, right? Like, you got this moment where Sanji, like, Nami moves, and because she's so well endowed, like, you know, she's got some jiggle action going on, and Sanji nosebleed gets so crazy that he actually ends up going outside of the ship into the ocean. Luffy has to drag him back in, and because of the devil fruit, when he's using his devil fruit powers in the water, it kind of weakens him. And I like how Zoro just casually throws this line out. Like, I laughed my ass off when I got this line. Zoro's just like, hey, when we get to Fishman Island, we need to find out, do mermaids and mermen, do they really have human blood? Because Sanji's gonna have so many fucking nosebleeds, we're gonna need a blood transfusion. I love that. Like, their dynamic is gonna be so much fun to fucking read. It was fun anyway. It was like big brother, little brother type thing, but now it's just on a whole different level. So I love that aspect of it. That is so entertaining, so refreshing. And at the same time, it's like, all right, Oda, we get it. Sanji's had an eternal boner for the last 2 years. He has blue balls like crazy. He has not been inside of a woman in a long ass time. We get it, dude. We get it. Sanji, like, tell Sanji to go in a corner somewhere, rub a few off, and get the fuck over it. Like, I totally get it. It's just like you would think this dude hadn't seen a beautiful woman. But I get it. I mean, it's for shits and giggles. So, you know, you take it and you roll with it, man. You take it and you roll with it. And I like how one of the other things that we see is when Kuma, the revelation gets broken down. Franky says, like, yeah, Dr. Vegapunk, when he was making alterations to him, Kuma made him promise. He said, like, hey, I need to fulfill one final mission. Can you at least do that for me? And we find out that Kuma had been protecting the Thousand Sunny for the last year until one of the Straw Hats returned to it. And that was his mission. And he says, like, hey, you know, I talked to Rayleigh. Rayleigh told me everything. And Rayleigh said that Kuma intentionally split us up because he has ties to the Revolutionary Army and he has ties to Luffy, and he's indebted to Straw Hats in some type of way. And Luffy's like, I don't know why, I don't really know my dad. It's just like, Luffy's just like, man, Luffy acting like me. It's like somebody say something about my old man. I'm like, the fuck do I care for? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Luffy's kind of taking that stance, but you know, I like how Nico Robin just has that moment where she says Kuma. It's like she knows the name. And it makes sense that she would know the name. I mean, she's been running behind Luffy's father for 2 years. And so I'm really interested to see how that conversation is going to go when Luffy finds out that she was with his father. I could see Luffy not giving a fuck. I mean, Dragon hadn't been there for his whole life. Like, what the fuck does he care for? I mean, again, I can just talk from personal experience. You know, like when... You know, I've talked to my grandma and everything. She's like, yeah, your dad wants to do this and he wants to show you this. And I'm like, I'm in my 20s now. Like, what the fuck can he teach me? I've already learned everything that I could hope to learn from his ass. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's a little arrogant, I know. You can always hope to learn something from somebody. Just like Luffy could probably learn something from his dad about the, you know, truth about the world government and everything. But that's part of life. You learn by making mistakes and all other shit. And when you ain't been there, you got no right to, you know, it's like you mispractice and then you want to play in the game. It don't work that way. So with Luffy, he's just like, hey, if he did it because of my old man, I don't know my old man. What the fuck is this about? So I like that aspect of it there. And it's one of those things with Luffy where I like that Luffy is as blunt as he is because there's no sugarcoating it. There's no sugarcoating it. And I like how he's just like, that can't be the reason, so what's the other reason? And I like how, again, like when you get this level of sincerity about Kuma and you find out that there's this honor behind the character, Zoro's just like, yeah, I know it's going to be an emotionless weapon next time we meet him, but there's so much I want to ask. And it's just like, did you not hear? He's not going to be a person, but at the same time, Oda's kind of cracking that door to where Kuma can get redeemed later on. So that's going to be interesting to see where that kind of goes in. And just speaking of the fake Straw Hats, I like the fact that, you know, the guy that's chasing Luffy and them, we find out that, you know, he's got a devil fruit. And he's like, I'm going to destroy all these guys from the inside. And I like how one of the things that we see is he's like, yeah, I'm about to bury all these fake ass Straw Hats. And I like how when they try and beg for their life, he ain't trying to hear any of that shit. I like how Sentomaru is talking. He's like, hey, you know, even Big Brother Kizaru can stop them. But you got to understand, these pacifist machines I got, they've changed. The Straw Hats have changed. I didn't make any alterations to them, but the Straw Hats damn sure changed. We need to rethink this shit. Now, I just like how the world government, they're going to bump the Straw Hats bounties up. So now Luffy, in the 2 years that he's supposed to be dead, now he's at 400 million. Maybe he jumps up to 500 after this shit. Or maybe 450. Zoro, Nami, everybody's got to jump up. I'm at least expecting Nami to at least crack 80 million after this shit. Like, I know it's like, hey, she's part of the fucking crew. It's a damn shame she's only at 33 million. Like, if we was just doing the bounty based off of what really matters, Nico Robin will have a bounty about 50, like Chopper. And then Nami will have a bounty about like 1 billion. Like, she'd be like right at a bit. She'd be like 999 billion. Like, that's what, million. Like, she'd be right there. Like, all the, like Nami be up here, Robin be down there. Like, that's where that shit go. Nami be at the penthouse, Robin be on the ground floor trying to get into the hotel. And she go to the hotel and swipe the card and the shit gets declined. Like, that's where Robin would be. So, as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome day.